Hey everyone, welcome to my video on how to be a left-handed PC user with an emphasis on gaming. Now, quick disclaimer, if you're left-handed but you use a right-handed setup, then I'm afraid in my book, you're not left-handed, you're ambidextrous. That's great for you, but not everybody is. So keep that in mind before you start writing in the comments, oh, just get used to it. You just have to get used to it. What's wrong with you? Just be normal. No. Doesn't work that way. I hate to say it, but I've been on so many forums where you have so-called left-handed people, or as I call them, traitors to the cause, giving it the big, oh, just get used to right-handed setup. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay? Now that my rant is over, let me take you through my setup. Okay, this is what I've got at the moment. This is what I'm using. Well, what I've been using for the last 3 years, mouse-wise, is this. I've been using this Razer Deathadder. Bloody nice mouse. It's kind of large enough for me to use with my, elephant-sized hands. 2 buttons here, no other auxiliary buttons. Not enough. I don't really like the buttons themselves. I find them a bit awkward to use, but as a mouse, in general, for gaming, awesome. One other thing you've got to watch out for on the Razer Deathadder, and this I think is for all Razer products, is the micro switches can be a little bit dodgy, so I've actually had to swap them out in the past. And luckily enough, you can also take this apart and clean it, although that's definitely not covered in the warranty. Sensitivity wise goes up to 3500 DPI, but let's face it, nobody uses it like that unless they're from, I don't know, another planet. But that is what I use. Great mouse, my standard workhorse for gaming. Now, I couple that together with this. This is a keypad. One of the most annoying things as a left user, you will have to map your keypad or the keys for games, and you'll have to do it for all sorts. Now, I used to do that all the time, and it was a hassle. Otherwise, you have to play like this, which is, a bit annoying, really, to do this all the time. Yeah, gaming setup, send an email to grandma setup. No, that's annoying, really annoying. So, as I don't want to keep mapping keys all the time, I bought myself one of these. Now, keypads do tend to have a little bias. They're still kind of designed for right-handed people, but it's not the end of the world. What I love about it is the major keys that are used for games are all mapped here, and then you just basically take this and map it physically to the other side of the table. Brilliant stuff. And then you can just play away to your heart's content. Now, this model here, the T9 is, did I say it's open source? I think it's an open source design because I've seen various companies make it. This is T9 here, but a bunch of other guys make it. 6 function keys, which is okay, not too bad. One thing that annoys me is the fact that there is no return key on here, which when I'm playing, not the biggest issue because I tend to have this quite close to the return key when I'm playing, so I can just quickly press it, but it would be nice to have. I think there's a way to get macros or sort of double the functionality of the keys with this mode button, but unfortunately my instructions are all in Chinese, so I haven't worked that out yet. But as a keypad, just for sort of mapping the main keys that you're going to use for gaming over to where you need them, this is awesome. I love it, really comfy. I use this all day, every day for gaming. Not for writing letters to grandma. Now, before that, I used to use this. This is the X7G100 by A-Tech, I think it says on the back here. A4 Tech, okay. Now, looks cheap, sort of feels cheap, but it's kind of actually really quite a sturdy device. Has functionality for all of your function keys here. Got a return key, which I really like. Again, you've got that slight bias for the right-handed user who's using this with his left hand, but that's not the end of the world because basically you're just mapping everything over, so you've just basically sort of getting used to that. It's not a major shift in what you've got to get used to, but I will say this. I don't know how old this was, but it came with overlays for Battlefield 2 and Team Fortress 2. I don't know what was going on there, but I really like this keyboard. The only fact that I'm using the Deluxe instead of the X7, is this is a bit more ergonomic, a little bit more comfy to use, but this is great. And if I could use it in a kind of setup for like a flight sim or something, I would. That's something I'm going to be looking into, see if I can sort of use this as a macro keyboard. I'm not sure if that's possible, but pretty decent little keyboard. Price-wise, £12. Can't go wrong for what is essentially a really nice solid bit of kit actually. Even though I saw some reviews saying, oh, it feels horrible and plasticky, it's really quite solid. This was about 18. I've seen it go from between 12 and 22 on Amazon, so keep an eye out on that. Now, just going back to mice. This is what I used to use before I used the Razer. I used to use this classic Microsoft mouse. Okay. Basically, I love this. It's just so sturdy, so well built. I think I've had this for about 10 years. I'm not sure how much it cost because I liberated it from work, which is just, okay, fair enough, code. I stole it from work. I liked it so much. I don't feel bad because that company went down the drain. Oh, I've just realised, did they go down the drain because people were stealing mice? Oh, feels bad. Anyway, just getting back to the mouse. I just have this in a left-handed setup using the Microsoft Windows options. What I really like about this mouse, not only is it like a decent size, decent micro switches there, is these side buttons that you can use. They're just weighted perfectly. So you've got this one here on the thumb, but I can also activate it on my ring finger, which is really the one here. My ring finger, I just love that one. I don't know why, it's just because normally I really can't use this side of the mouse or anything. And just being able to do that is brilliant. I love that. Great mouse. I'm not too sure how much these are, or if they even exist anymore, but it's the Microsoft IntelliMouse, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it says there, you can't see it, but it's the Microsoft IntelliMouse. Really good mouse. If you can see it, if you want to stay with a left hand, I mean with an ambidextrous setup, you can't go far wrong with this. Now speaking of ambidextrous setups, I did get this. I was looking for an alternative. This was recommended to me because the software was really good for setting up as a left-hander. Unfortunately, too small as a mouse, really small. I mean, maybe it doesn't look that small there, but when you're actually holding it, it's height-wise, yeah, maybe you can notice it there, I don't know. But height-wise, length-wise, just all the dimensions are a lot smaller. This is possibly more of a, I would describe it as a child-friendly mouse. I don't know, I just find it very, very small and uncomfortable. Too light as well. I may end up just sort of hacking it up and trying to turn it into a proper left-handed mouse with my, well, by using my 3D printer kit. But otherwise, I can't ever see myself using it. But software was really good. I will recommend that. But as a lefty, no. What I will recommend as a lefty, if you've got to do any sort of work at all, is this. Let's just move these out of the way. This thing, the Evelyn mouse. Now this is awesome. This is what I've used for the last 7-8 years when I've worked. I work in IT. I've worked all sorts of jobs in IT, from like shift work where I'm sat 12 hours staring at screens, and I never want to do that again. But you know, all the normal 9 to 5. But this is been with me, as I say, last, was it 6, 7, 8 years? Great mouse. This is the Evelyn vertical mouse for left. Okay, there's a right-handed version. I love it because you relieve the strain from your wrist here. You just keep your arm straight. And if you're going to be clicking away all day, you just need that extra comfort, really. Not great for gaming. I've tried it. It's not brilliant. You've got this 5-mouse setup, 3 buttons here on the side, and here's how you do sort of regulate your sensitivity. I really like it. One thing I will say is a bit pricey. Well, a bit pricey. It's like you get what you pay for. I paid about 80, 90 quid for this on Amazon, and it's lasted me, like I say, the last 7, 8 years. Brilliant workhorse, not really for gaming, use it for everything else. Will say that it feels really weird to use the first time. It took me forever to sort of get used to it, about a month really. Luckily I was working abroad and I kind of didn't have any other options than to stick with it, and I thought this is excellent. Plus it really throws people when they turn up at your PC at work and go, can I just show you something? And they grab it and they're like, oh, what is, So yeah, welcome to my world. But yeah, one amusing anecdote about this is, like I say, it takes a while to get used to this. And a guy I used to work with, I recommended it to him. I said, look, grab yourself one, they're awesome. But I will warn you, it takes a hell of a long time, about a month, to get used to using this thing. He ordered it, did this for about 30 seconds, and went, oh, don't like it, and sent it back, to which I thought, prat. But then again, what do you expect from right-handed people, right-handed normies, eh? Am I right, my brethren? Yeah, you know it. So, that bad boy is what I use for work. Now, just going back to the gaming again, what do you do when you're looking for a joystick? Here you go, there is your lefty joystick. Now, this is your Thrustmaster 1600M model. Got this for about, I think, 40 quid off Amazon, if I remember it correctly, a couple of years ago. Your bog standard joystick, got all your buttons, you've got a load of extra buttons here. Now, to be honest, I don't really like it, but then again, I don't really like joysticks, that's just me. It's not really the joystick's fault, because I've got friends who've got this, who use it, they're right-handers, and they love it. They think it's a really great kind of entry-level joystick. Personally, I just don't like joysticks. It's this whole length of travel thing. I just find it a bit awkward for me. But that's just my personal taste. I'm just going to show you this as an option. It's a viable option as a lefty. I mean, it's a lot more viable than using. Well, there's most joysticks on the market are all for right-handers. So this is great. I mean, you can. This is an ambidextrous model. I mean, you just unscrew the screw here, switch this around, pull these out, and you've got these, well, they're grips, pads, whatever, to make it right-handed. Again, if you want, but it's not too bad. I think there's also a button to switch it to left hand or right hand. So, and here, not bad at all for what it is. Just because I personally don't get on with it, isn't really the joystick's fault. One thing I don't like about it though is certain games don't like it. It interferes with certain games. Like, for instance, if I remember correctly, Chivalry. I used to have to crawl under the desk and unplug it, which was annoying. Not Chivalry, the joystick, because the computer was under the desk. But if you're looking for a joystick and you're a lefty, and it's, you don't want to pay too much, 40 quid, check this out. Now, what do I use when I do actually need a game that needs a joystick? I use this. This is the world's greatest controller, the Xbox 360 controller. Can't beat it. Now, it's a wireless controller. I'm not a fan of wireless controllers. That's why I had to buy this extra little dongle, this wireless dongle here, to connect it up to my PC. And I've also got this little power charger coupler I plug in, so I don't have to keep putting batteries in. But when I'm playing games like Elite, I will use this. I mean, personally, I feel that all joysticks, all controllers, are set up naturally for left-handers. I mean, this is our directional stick, and this is for the button mashing hand. I mean, it's brilliant. So when I'm playing Elite, I've got my pitch and my yaw, or that, was it roll? I can't remember now. I think this is roll, isn't it? Pitch, roll, I can't remember. Well, my main flying controls, my up and downy and roll to side bits are handled here, which is great because of the short length of travel. It reacts a lot quicker than the actual joystick, which would be a hell of a lot more travel and slower reactions to deal with. I love that. This is brilliant. And then, as I say, mash the buttons all the way here. It's just perfect. Also, again, fits my elephant hands quite nicely. Super comfy. If you're a lefty, this is awesome. I can't really speak for right-handed people, but as I say, it's just, I think we just lucked in as left-handed people that these seem to be just made for us. So this is my main recommendation. If you want to fly stuff, use one of these. And I think it's what they actually use, don't they, as well? In was it the drone programs? The US military used them to fly drones with these joypad type things. So there you go, a little bit more authentic now than the actual ridiculous looking joysticks which take up so much space. But there you go, that's what I use. So that in essence is basically my setup as a left-hander. I hope you found that helpful. If you've got any questions or you want any clarification, just hit me up down below in the old comment section, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, because that apparently really does help the channel out, I've been told. So please do, no pressure, but I'd certainly appreciate it. And don't forget, jump in on the Discord, or you can follow me on Twitch as well. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at the moment on Twitch under HipCelt, which is my name obviously. And just to repeat myself, my name's HipCelt. I'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time, HipCelt is now signing out.